Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rum and Regret podcast. I am Andy Drake.
Hannah Myers.
Nate Tussey, and we drink and we know things.
And we are officially in the hangover state from ComicCon. A bunch of trailers dropped.
Yeah.
A lot of news.
We got a little hair of the dog today, actually, or this week.
Yes.
Continuing, more trailers dropping.
That's true.
Yeah, some good stuff.
Yeah, so I kind of want to head this off before we get too far into it and Marvel.
You know us too well.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right, yeah.
Okay, tell us all about Picard.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this when the beach scene with the Daisy Dukes happens?
Well, actually, my number one, excited moment trailer out of Comic-Con is The Witcher.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things about that. Oh my God, please be good. Please be good.
Yeah, so listening to, I listened to one of the interviews with Henry Cavill and the two other actresses and the showrunner.
Yeah.
And so he's like, no, I played the games. He's like, I loved the games, and I had no idea they were based off of a book series.
Right.
So, and then as soon as I heard this was getting made and it was going to be off the books, I immediately got all the books. And so he pursued Geralt right off the bat.
That's awesome. God, that makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, and then the showrunner said, she's like, yeah, we auditioned a lot of people for Geralt, but I actually wrote it in Henry's voice.
Huh.
I always had him sort of as, but they auditioned a lot of people for that role.
She wrote it for Henry's jaw, is that what you mean?
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right. But no, that looks amazing, and I'm so glad it's going to Netflix. So it's, I couldn't be. That's the number one sort of excited moment for me out of Comic-Con.
Did you read the books?
I did not read the books. I played the game.
Yeah, me neither. I've played the games. Witcher 3 is Jesus.
Yeah, just amazing.
Oh my God.
Am I kicked out?
No, The Witcher is amazing, but you have to like that kind of game. It's really easy to get discouraged and check out.
Oh, okay. Well, what kind of...
Open world, kind of do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. But there's some direction if you want it.
Red Dead Redemption-ish kind of?
That's the closest analog I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'm good with it.
Yeah, so it's funny because I was late to the Witcher party, and I came on in Witcher 3, and when I got it, I put it in there, and it downloaded 18 gigabytes of content.
They update the hell out of this. So it's CD Projekt Red. The
people that was.
Oh, nice.
And they make, when I bought the game, I bought the hard disk, and in there is a little slip, and it's like, we won't charge you for DLC ever.
Yeah.
Expect it. Yeah. Oh my God.
Less.
Exactly. Anything I can do to support them, I am excited for.
All right, I'm buying it.
Yeah. So
I'm on it now too. I'm sure you can get an option if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my number one. So I will give the floor to whoever wants it.
Well, my number one is no big surprise. Chapter 2.
Get your red balloon on, Jobin.
I cannot freaking wait.
It looks really good.
So it's going to be so good.
The cast is...
Stephen King tweeted that he saw it and was like, it's amazing.
Really?
I am
that makes
stoked.
me happy.
And I'm like, yes! Blessing from the man himself.
That's cool.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I really, I kind of feel like they're going to do a little Bob Gray origin, because there's a part, spoilers, in the trailer where you see Skarsgård without the Pennywise head.
Right,
it's his actual.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm like, ooh, that looks good. We get to find out how Pennywise became Pennywise.
Right. That's a cool idea. I'm super excited about the cast too. There's some serious stars in there, like Jessica Chastain and McAvoy and the Old Spice guy.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure I've said before on the podcast, if this isn't proof of time travel, I don't know what is, because they cast it perfectly.
Well, Bill Hader too.
Like you put the young next to the older, and it is perfect.
Yeah, they used the aging app on the young kids.
Exactly.
And then it turned into.
Oh, don't tell me it's from Russia.
Oh, of course it is. That's hilarious.
But obviously that. But also the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. I've been waiting for that for.
Damn you! I was going to say that. Oh, I can't wait. The trailer looks so good. Oh my God.
Did you see Kevin Smith's post today?
No.
So he's standing next to the guy who is playing Blunt Man in the rebooted movie.
Oh, yes, I did see this.
No, was it on Twitter?
Oh, yes, I did see this, and I'm so excited.
And it's Val fucking Kilmer.
It is Val freaking Kilmer is Blunt
Man. Is it Val Kilmer, or is he back?
Well, so he actually looks good. So he
apparently he's in the Blunt Man costume, so you only see face.
But yeah, I figured he dropped some weight for Top Gun, right? So, I mean, unless it's written in that he's way old over the hill and...
Yeah.
It's the best picture ever.
I'm sorry. You can't go from shirtless volleyball to fat Val Kilmer. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God.
Right. So, from playing volleyball to being the volleyball, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Val Kilmer. I love you so much, and I would never...
Okay, so you can tell he's heavy, but he definitely lost weight, but his nose didn't. So it's still the same.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so are we in opposite world because Kevin Smith is skinny and Val Kilmer is fat?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're officially in the underworld, the underground.
What a great
the upside down. That's where we are.
Yeah. I totally just listened to the first half of the panel for the reboot. And when I saw the trailer, I'm excited for it because it's Kevin Smith. I'm always 100% on board with whatever he does. But I was kind of just like, he's really just gonna do a remake of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? Like,
no, it's the reboot that they're doing with everything. Yeah.
But then hearing the panel and that it starts off that way, but then takes this other turn and brings in Harley as the daughter.
Yep.
I was like, oh, okay, I'm like twice as excited for this movie now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Her name too is great, Millennium Falcon.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's going to be a cavalcade of cameos in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Fucking weird.
Oh, and like the story of him reconnecting with Ben Affleck just melted my heart.
That was amazing.
What was this? I didn't hear this.
Oh, it was like a publicist or somebody, or a fan or somebody.
No, it was a entertainment journalist.
Yeah, there you go.
That was interviewing Ben Affleck, and it's a dude who's a Kevin Smith fan. So immediately he was like, did they tap you for the reboot?
Right.
And Ben Affleck's like, no, but I'm available. And everybody told Kevin Smith, and he was just like, no, he's just that's junket stuff. Like he's just playing nice on camera. And finally, he got worn down so much, he actually, sent Ben Affleck a text. And part of it was, I guess the ending of it was the line from Conan. Yeah. Where it was like, the gold loses its luster.
Here, do you want me to read it?
Yeah, you read it out.
Okay, so, let's see. I was scared, this is from Kevin Smith, I was scared to be rejected, but I texted him. To paraphrase the sad old king, Osric, and Conan the Barbarian, there comes a time when the jewels cease to sparkle, when the gold loses its luster, when the throne room becomes a prison, and all that is left is a director's love for the people he used to make pretend with, Smith said. And after a long beat of wondering how he'd receive this, my estranged friend wrote back as only he could, of course you still liken yourself to a king. And then, would be a pleasure to see you again, old man.
Nice.
So naturally, Weepy Me breaks down emotionally during comic book flicks was a blubbery mess, Smith wrote. Not only did we score an amazing scene for the flick, but I also got my friend back, all because of entertainment journalism. It brought back a massive piece of my missing heart. My heart. God, I fucked that line up, didn't I? Then there's a picture of Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes with Ben Affleck in the middle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll wrap my segment up with, speaking of tears, I totally started to cry during the Top Gun trailer.
What?
The minute you hear the gong and the music, I was just like...
No way.
Oh, yeah. I'm like...
The intro to Danger Zone made you weepy?
Weepy. Yes. Oh, my God. My heart is, like, racing right now just remembering it. Like,
that's a good transition from Val Kilmer as Blunt Man to Val Kilmer as Iceman.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still very, like, apprehensive because I just don't... Please kill another piece of my childhood, because Top Gun is one of my very favorite movies from when I was a kid.
Me too. Thankfully,
okay, there was zero story in the trailer.
Yeah.
Like, you have no idea what
there was plenty of story in the first movie. Are you kidding me?
No, there's story in the first movie, yeah. But
Goose is rolling over in his grave right now.
Well, no, he's doing a flat spin in his grave. Let's get that right.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Dude, too soon. Too soon.
Yeah, that's the only thing that concerns me, is the lack of obvious story in the trailer. It's like, is this just a vehicle for Tom Cruise to say that he flew a plane?
Yeah, everything's a vehicle for Tom Cruise, including the original motorcycle he rode in the first movie.
Well, so now, do you hear this? Like, he has to produce his own movies now because he's essentially uninsurable.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he flew in this movie too.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So apparently, because he is insistent on doing his own stunts, he has to produce the movies that he's in because nobody will cover him.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nutball, but American treasure.
You know what? I thought, well, yeah, he's crazy, but like initially when all the Scientology stuff came out, I had a little distaste for Tom Cruise. But watching him in interviews, and not so much lately, it's been a couple of years, but there was one interview in particular where it was the Graham Norton show, where he was on the couch with Seth MacFarlane, and like, he's generally interested in what Seth MacFarlane has to say and actually asks him a couple questions. And he just seems like a really, like, genuine guy. And then in another interview, I forget what it was, but he's like, no, I do this to entertain you people. And he's like, if you guys don't like my movies, he's like, I'm not just doing this for a paycheck. He's like, I want you to watch my movies and say, whoa. And just hearing him say that, I don't know. You can't, at least for me, I can't not like the guy.
Right?
You know he's an actor, right?
Right.
Well, you know what? Then if you want to please us, give us a Vampire Lestat movie.
Right. Yeah. So I guess if we're talking opinions on that. So, yeah, Tom Cruise, icon of all of our childhoods. I mean, Top Gun was the first VHS that our family ever owned. This was back when you couldn't really, like, you had to pay the video store a bunch of money to buy one.
Yeah.
We couldn't buy one at the store. And I watched that movie so many times. My dad had the old, like, he wasn't an audiophile, but he liked loud stereos. So he had the big wooden, like, old school wooden cabinet speakers, like the big tall ones.
Oh, yeah. We had those too, yeah.
4 feet high and 2 feet wide kind of things. And I cranked that stereo so loud to that movie so many times.
I just have a picture, like an image in my head of you in the big armchair with the speaker
in front of
you.
And I had crazy hair. Instead of a Dalmatian, it was a Golden Retriever. And all hair was blown back, for sure. I love that movie, and I love most of his movies. But that doesn't make all the crooked shit that Scientology does straight. And he is way at the top of that.
Oh, yeah.
I can't ignore that, but I'm still going to see the movie.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm a total hypocrite. I'm going to see the movie.
So no, I have owned the movie and the soundtrack on almost every media format that has the last 20 years.
I had a white cassette tape of the soundtrack, or clear maybe.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That soundtrack is on every single device I own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had the vinyl soundtrack. I had the tape soundtrack. I had the CD soundtrack.
Nice.
We had the VHS tape and the DVD. We did not get the Laserdisc.
Laser.
Like that, The Crow, and Mortal Kombat are
Oh, yeah.
like the holy trinity of soundtracks for me.
Mortal Kombat. The Crow is like one of the best soundtracks ever. Mortal Kombat has one cool song on it.
Oh, stop it.
I know, I'm just kidding. I used to have that too. That's
Goth
funny.
Industrial Chick, all right?
Yeah, that's
that
right.
soundtrack is legendary.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there was a sprinkle of Mortal Kombat news to come out of ComicCon. Is that they cast a Sub-Zero for the movie?
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
I did not know either.
Yeah, so there is a movie getting made. I forget who. I think it's the guy who directed Aquaman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but apparently there is a script, and they are starting to cast. So
Who's Sub-Zero?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't know his name.
Andy.
Yeah, but he apparently some big martial artist actor guy out of I don't want to cheapen it by not knowing the exact country of his origin.
Yeah. No, that's right. I remember like nerding out about this because like if anybody's going to do a Mortal Kombat movie, I think he's going to be able to do it really well because he can do the fun like comic book style movie, but he can also do the dark,
Yeah.
awe.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so the actor that was cast is Joe Taslim. He was in Star Trek Beyond and Fast and the Furious 6, and also in the movie in the show The Raid.
Okay.
He's apparently a kick-ass martial artist from Indonesia,
Okay.
and it looks like production for the film starts in Australia later this year, and it's releasing March 5th, 2021.
Okay.
Thank you, Google.
Yes. Well done.
Yeah. I know how to use my Google machine.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I go now?
All right. Let's have it.
I'm about to make it rain in this bitch. Okay, so Marvel's Hall H panel was probably one of the most epic things I've ever seen. They didn't hold anything back. They basically showed their 10 dicks of the next 10 things they're doing over the next couple, 2 years, all the way through 2021. And I'll just go in order of the dicks.
Line up your dicks, everybody.
Followed him, and he was like, basically, like Kevin, and I always butcher his last name, Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Basically just laid out his 10-inch cock on the stage, or 10-foot cock.
10-foot cock.
Yeah.
And then Kevin Smith follows behind with, "You guys see it?"
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, so they went through a bunch of stuff. So the first thing they talked about was the Eternals, which is something that has never been touched in cinema as far as I'm concerned. With Marvel, big stars for that are going to be Richard Madden from Game of Thrones. He was
King of the North.
King of the North, yep.
Stark.
Kumail Nanjiani is going to be in it. Salma Hayek's going to be in it. And Angelina Jolie is going to be in it as Thena.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. And that should be out November 2020. And that was the first movie they talked about. And then they started talking, so they alternated between movies and Disney Plus shows.
Okay, so that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
Were they all shows? Or
Yeah, they alternated back and forth. So the first show they talked about was Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan came out and were kind of doing their little rap on stage. In the middle, spoiler alert, in the middle of that, there was a break-in by Baron Zemo, who basically did a little staticky thing in the background. So that sounds like he's going to be the main bad guy or one of the bad guys. And that looks great. That's coming to Disney Plus fall 2020. And then the next up, they're talking about making Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, which is basically going to be a badass kung fu movie that introduces the actual Mandarin, as opposed to, which I would love to see Ben Kingsley be the actual Mandarin. I was so excited when they announced him for Iron Man 3, and then it turned out to be like a spoof. He was an actor playing a role. But they're going to actually bring in Shang-Chi, and they're actually bringing in the Mandarin, and it's going to be a kick-ass kung fu Marvel movie. February 2021. Next thing we talked about was another show, WandaVision. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany reprising their roles as Wanda Maximoff and Vision. It's also going to be, they're also including an adult Monica Rambeau, which is the daughter in Captain Marvel. She's the daughter of Captain Marvel's partner in that movie. So there's going to be an adult version of that.
Okay.
It's going to be spring 2021. That looks really good. Then next is another Disney Plus series coming out, Marvel Studios Loki.
Yay!
An original series starring Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
So it's basically, you guys haven't seen Endgame yet.
Nope.
Spoiler alert.
I got a big
So the funny thing around the Loki movie or the Loki TV show is the logo design. So Google Loki logo.
It's awful.
It is, and it's great because everybody's redoing it.
Well, like the funny thing I kept hearing was like, he's the god of chaos.
Right.
Mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it means
I'm
something.
like, no. And I told you guys, like, that was my takeaway from the whole thing was like, their graphic designer needs to be shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hold on.
This part of the movie for you guys?
Well, okay. Well, obviously he's back, and I'm going to ask Joe this. So how many times has Loki died now?
Pretty much in everything he's ever been in, right?
Yeah. As far as I'm aware.
I mean, does this cheapen Marvel's take on death?
No, just because he's Loki. Like,
do you guys want the spoiler or do you not want the spoiler?
I'm good without the spoiler. I mean,
I fucking hate you guys. The movie comes out on
I've
digital.
already gotten plenty of spoilers, so I'm trying to keep at least some.
Okay. The movie comes out on digital very soon. I'm waiting.
We will rent it as soon as it is rentable. So
like, I'm sure the minute it's out, you'll have it on your Vudu.
No, I'm actually waiting 2 weeks to get the disc, the actual 4K disc.
Okay, well then I'll just buy it.
Higher resolution, and it comes with a digital copy also.
Right. Yeah. Well, and
we definitely need to do a cast of that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And the first one, Infinity War, was on Netflix and was on Netflix pretty quick. So, yeah.
Yeah, Endgame is coming out this weekend, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, Nate. I didn't want to cite.
Yeah, it's okay. So we'll just leave Loki hanging there as he was off of Thanos' arm. The next thing is a movie. They're talking about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So it's the sequel to Doctor Strange.
I'm really excited for that one because
Scarlet Witch is also going to be in it. And where you have a wizard, you need a witch, is what Kevin Feige's introduction was. And so he brought Elizabeth Olsen back on. Looks really cool. All these
sounds
things,
like they're going to make it dark and horror.
Yeah, for sure. So, and all of these things happen after Endgame, from what I've seen so far. There aren't any.
Not true.
That's what I said so far.
But isn't the Black Witch a prequel?
Which?
Or no, Black Widow.
Black Widow I haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay.
That's why spoiler alert. No, but so something else I heard about Multiverse of Madness is that there's gonna be the original Nick Fury in this. Like the comic book Nick Fury, the old white guy Nick Fury. Because Multiverse of Madness. So think about what that means.
Wow.
So is Hasselhoff getting a job?
Right? Oh God, I hope not. I want what's the actor from Avatar who's the sergeant?
Oh yeah, no, he would be perfect. Who was in
to be Nick Fury.
Right. Yeah. He was in the Uncharted short.
Everything around here will try to kill you and eat you, or something like he's got scars on his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, the big bad.
Right.
So also, so the next thing is an animated series coming to Disney Plus, straight out of the MCU. Stars Jeffrey Wright as the voice of the Watcher. And if you ever were into the comic books back in the 90s and before that, they did a bunch of what ifs. Like, what if Wolverine killed the Hulk? Or what if... I forget what the other ones are. There's a bunch of what ifs. But it's animated. It's going to be awesome. Most of the actors from the MCU are reprising themselves as the voice talent for it.
Nice.
And that hits Disney Plus summer 2021. That looks really cool. I can't wait for that. let's see. For some reason, they're making a Hawkeye movie.
Yeah.
Wait, is it a movie or a show? Sorry, it's a show. Let's see. Yeah, they're making a Hawkeye show for Disney Plus, fall 2021. So do not set your calendars for that.
Right.
What'll be cool about that is it looks like it introduces Kate Bishop, which is, I think, his daughter.
Okay.
But the graphic for Hawkeye actually said something about there's some huge arc that's really popular with Hawkeye people, and that's what the graphic looks like. I don't know anything about it, so I won't try to muddy the waters there. So one of my biggest takeaways from this is they revealed Taika Waititi came out, and he's going to be directing the next Thor movie, which I'm so excited about. So Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson come out, and then Taika starts talking about it, and he's like, this movie's called Thor: Love and Thunder, and if you know anything about the comic books, there's this whole arc where they introduce the first female Thor, and everyone goes wild. I really wish he hadn't said female Thor. He corrected himself later and said Mighty Thor.
Yeah.
Introduces Natalie Portman, and she comes out, in this little wafy dress and everything, and waves to the people, and then Taika gets out on one knee and gives her the hammer, gives her Mew Mew, and she lifts it up, and everyone goes apeshit. So I can't wait, dude. Addie is gonna freak out when that movie comes out. I told her, and she started tearing up.
Aww.
Yeah, and then I started crying. Yeah, and I'm getting all the feels. Okay,
Oh my God.
I can't wait to take her to see that. Although I heard it's going to be kind of funky, so we'll see. But what's cool is that now that Tessa Thompson is Valkyrie is King of Asgard. Spoilers, sorry. That was more of a title change as opposed to anything impactful.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Sure. Yeah.
You'll hear about that. Anyway, she's well, you know what happens in Ragnarok, so it's not a spoiler at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the next you've got, that's going to be November 2021. So there's a lot of stuff happening in 2021. So it looks like the next thing on the list is Black Widow, which looks amazing. So we're going to get, it's kind of a prequel, but kind of not. I mean, I guess it's a prequel. So it's origin story of Black Widow, but then it also is centered in Budapest. So they're always like, Natasha Romanoff and Hawkeye are always talking about, it reminds you of Budapest, right? And they always have these references. So we get to see that. David Harbour's going to be in it as Alexei, a.k.a. the Red Guardian, which is like the USSR's version of Captain America. That should be really cool.
So Hopper's still in Russia.
Yeah, exactly. Spoiler alert. Rachel Weisz is going to be in it. A bunch of other actresses and actors. So that looks cool. And that's actually coming out next year, May 1st.
Cool.
So they must be pretty close to done with that, with as far as the filming goes. So what was cool about Black Widow is they announced everybody came out, and then ScarJo came out at the end and put on a Black Widow hat, just a black cap with the red hourglass.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jessica Chobot was doing the panel.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was really cool to see her up there. Wondering why I haven't seen her on the Nerdist News for a while. Vorpal was on there instead, but that's why, because she was not on doing the big stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Chobot gets on the mic and is like, "Great hat. Did you happen to bring 70,000 more of those?" Because Hall H apparently holds 70,000 fucking people.
Wow.
And Scarlett Johansson's like, "Of course we did." So then they passed out 70,000 Black Widow hats.
Wow.
And then
Nice.
so like had all the cast from all the things they'd announced so far with Black Widow hats, with their backs to the crowd, and somebody took photos with the
Nice.
crowd.
Oh, cool.
So the reason that's important is because right before they closed everything, Feige made some kind of comment about, we don't really have time to talk about mutants, but there's one other thing, and then he introduced Mahershala Ali, who's a 2-time Oscar winner for Midnight, and then also there was a movie he was just in with Viggo Mortensen where he played a piano player.
And an alumni of St. Mary's College.
Oh, no shit, really?
No shit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So Mahershala Ali comes out, and Kevin Feige's like, "Hey, Mahershala, you got a hat in your hand too. What's that about?" So then Mahershala doesn't say anything. He's just got this like shy grin on his face. Puts the hat on. That's fucking Blade. So they cast Mahershala Ali as Blade, and it looked. I mean, I'm super excited to see where this goes. I really hope they do some kind of tie-in with Wesley Snipes, but I don't think there's any way they do that. Because Snipes is a badass fucking Blade.
He killed it.
It's going to be so hard. He's going to have to do it a different way because there's no way you can out Wesley Snipes Blade.
Right.
Like, there's no way. Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill. Like, you can't.
That's one of my all-time favorite movies.
Yeah.
Well, and honestly, that series was one of the reasons why I fell in love with Guillermo del Toro.
Yep.
You know, and so like I said, I'm stoked about how they're gonna do Blade and how they're gonna introduce him, and I love the casting. But you know, it does boil down to who they get to write it and who they get to direct it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree.
There was a lot of magic in that first trilogy.
Oh my God.
That cannot be duplicated.
Can we start a campaign like #Bring Back Steven Dorff?
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so good in that movie.
At the top of the fucking food chain.
Right? Oh my God, that first movie was so good.
God,
Yeah.
I saw somebody. I don't know if it was on Reddit or Twitter, but it was a picture of the librarian,
Yeah.
and it was like, I don't want a Blade without this motherfucker.
No
in it.
shit, right?
I'm like,
I was just gonna say that movie still really holds up, except for the tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech was a little more advanced in that movie. It would be perfectly plug and play.
yeah,
It's so fucking good.
dude,
Yeah.
and Chris Christopherson,
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, the casting in that trilogy, at least the first couple, were really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me. I just blew my Marvel wad all over. So
Okay, so in order to counteract some Marvel, I got to talk DC TV just for a little bit.
good luck.
Yeah. So, well, the big news out of ComicCon for the Arrowverse, as they like to call it, is the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, which they're bringing back a lot of actors that have appeared on the show, but they're also, because Crisis on Infinite Earths is exactly what it talks about. It's a big multiverse storyline. So Brandon Routh, who is playing the Atom on Legend of Tomorrow, but he played Superman in Superman Returns, is actually going to play the Kingdom Come Superman in the crossover.
Nice.
Which is I just think is going to be amazing. He was a great Superman. It was just a really shitty movie.
Yeah.
This is the one where there was an island of kryptonite?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the Island of Kryptonite, the Kevin Spacey, Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then
the casting was amazing. God damn it.
it was such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But Routh was great, and so I'm stoked to see him as that Superman. But also Burt Ward is going to be in it somehow, the original Robin from the 1966 series.
Nice.
Yeah. Who else? God, I'm trying to remember, but just and so it looks like they're pulling out a lot of stops for this crossover, which I just think is going to be amazing. And it sounds like they're headed in the right direction for it. So I'm definitely excited to see how they set it up, first and foremost with the first half of the seasons. Batwoman is premiering this summer.
Yeah, that was really good. Did you see the teaser tattoo trailer or whatever they called it?
Oh, yeah, that looked killer. Yeah, so I'm very stoked on the direction of DC TV and where it's headed and where it's going for sure.
Yeah, DC TV has really made a name for itself, and I hope it bleeds over into the movie genre or format, I guess. Aquaman was good, but that's in comparison to everything that came before it. That was pretty except for Wonder Woman, which was pretty epic. Shazam was fun. I don't know if you guys saw that.
We finally saw it last weekend, and that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I liked it.
I haven't seen it, but from what I heard, it is like an essential, like it's a comic book movie. Like it has
Zachary Levi completely
the campy comic bookness.
Yeah.
You know,
he completely nails the idea of being a kid in an adult's body. With superpowers, he does a great job with that.
Yeah, well, but I like, I like the fact that it was set in the universe, And I like, and I like the references to it, but I did like definitely the lighter feel and the lighter part of it.
Right.
And so I just, like I said, I think it needs to go in this direction, and they need to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd be fine with both movies. They just need to do the world building work that Marvel did before they try to tie everything together. They really tried to dump all that effort, and it really failed spectacularly.
Right.
I mean, that's the thing. Marvel laid the groundwork. Yeah. I mean, and there's some stinkers like Iron Man, had a couple of bombs.
Iron Man 3 was not the best. Iron Man 2 is not the best either, actually. But other than that, everything's pretty solid.
Yeah, but that's they built
23 movies or whatever.
They built it from the ground up.
And,
Yeah, no, that is just an incredible undertaking. But yeah, DC tried too fast and too hard to match Marvel in that regard when they should have just taken their time.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently there's a rumor that there's another version of Justice League floating around that we might actually get to see at some point. I don't know that we need this. I want to see it because I really wanted to like that movie, and it was okay. Like, there were some cool character pieces, but damn it. It was supposed to be a 2-part movie, and it was dark, and God.
Yeah.
I need to take a DC weekend and watch all these.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you'll want your weekend back. For sure.
Yeah. There's Wonder Woman for sure. If you haven't seen that, it's epic.
No, I do need to see Wonder Woman.
It's on the list too. You can.
Yeah.
I, obviously jumped up and went out for Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman was fun. That was a great movie. I think they did a good job. The only thing there was a couple things that bugged me, but the main one was that the Ariel hair. What's her name? The bright red Little Mermaid hair that they gave her was like, come on, guys, what's going on here?
No, I had a problem with the bad guy's hair. The
blonde dude?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was distracting. That was the whole part of it. It was absolutely distracting.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, I can't even think right now. Khal Drogo was perfect in that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Dolph Lundgren.
No. But he was also really good in that. Did you know he's a fucking, astrophysicist? He has, multiple degrees. Super smart.
Wait,
Dolph Lundgren.
Really?
He has multiple advanced degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a great little arc on Arrow, too.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch Arrow again because Addie and I were watching all of the DC stuff. We watched Supergirl and The Flash, and she loves them both. And we're let's check out Arrow. And Arrow got super dark.
Yeah.
And I had to cut that off.
It still is.
A bunch of killing and torture scenes, and it was not lighthearted at all. And
have her watch Legends of Tomorrow. That is the perfect tone for her.
I never got into that show. Maybe it got better.
Oh man, it got so much better.
Okay.
So much better.
Does it have Felicity Smoke in it? Because damn, I will watch it all day for that.
There's plenty of eye candy in Legends of Tomorrow. So.
Okay, whatever I need to do to take my mind off of other people.
Right. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, but hey.
Sorry.
Back to ComicCon. I totally forgot. So to round out, also bringing back my childhood trifecta, Terminator: Dark Fate has Eddie Furlong in it.
Yay!
He's coming back as John Connor. Thank you.
Wait, he wasn't busy?
He's out?
Yeah, he's out. Jesus, he was in the joint.
Oh my God. You know what? I don't care. I'm so happy they're retconning everything. And this is basically just going to be Terminator 3.
Oh, nice. Really?
Yeah. So
every
Terminators are wiped off. This is taking right up after Terminator 2.
That's pretty awesome.
So with Linda Hamilton, Eddie Furlong, Arnold.
Sweet.
Yeah. Linda Hamilton still looks great.
Dude, oh yeah.
Does she really?
What? Are you kidding?
She is rocking it.
Yeah. She just looks great. That's all.
And the pictures of her as Sarah Connor, I'm like, yes.
Yeah. So
I bow down before you, Sarah.
Yeah, I hope that movie's good. Like, my expectations are considerably low, but I hope it's good.
I'd say my expectations for that are higher than Top Gun. Just because,
I would agree.
The people making Terminator are Terminator lovers, so they're hopefully not gonna fuck it up.
Right. Yeah.
I really expect it's gonna be a love letter to Terminator 2.
Yeah. No, I would have to agree.
So, Andy, we can't go too much farther without you talking about your old captain.
Okay. Well, I was just waiting for the end here. So,
Rum and Regret podcast. Let's talk about Captain.
Okay. So when this was announced, so when Patrick Stewart announced this, first was skeptical about sort of what the story was, and I thought it was going to be more of a sort of a thoughtful, sort of more, I don't know, but definitely coming to grips with where he is, and certainly they're moving that storyline along. But in terms of what the trailer showed us, decimated.
He's a vendor in Napa or some shit.
Right. Yeah, well, no, and that part I love because they alluded to it in the show, and so I mean, and yeah, we're getting a lot of sort of nostalgia-based shows that are coming back, and because a lot of these people who are writing now are fans of the old show, and so the same can be said for Cobra Kai and sort of how they're running that show. So so naturally I was just skeptical of what the show was going to entail and how it was going to present, but the trailer, pleasantly surprised by the trailer. It looks like it's going to have its fair share of action. It looks like it's going to be tonally different than Star Trek Discovery, which is nice. I'm super excited for it. I'm definitely obviously going to watch it.
Right.
They are going to call back to we saw Brent Spiner in it. We saw Jerry Ryan in it. The guy, well, he was a kid back then, but the guy who played Hugh, the Borg, who they ended up giving a personality, is in it, and I guess it has a big role to play in it.
Confirmed Riker also.
Yeah, confirmed Riker. Well, Frakes is directing a couple.
What about, are they bringing back Will Wheaton?
I don't know. I
don't think so.
Who knows if he'd actually do it?
Unless he's under lock and key. I mean, he's pretty transparent with what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he's always said he's open to,
Right.
Yeah.
Or any kind of Star Trek stuff, but
he's a huge part of that show. I'd be
he was. Yeah. Marina Sirtis is coming back as Deanna Troi. So yeah, no, it's exciting. It certainly is exciting. And I'm curious. I can't wait to see what they do with it.
So it's true. The rich do create jobs.
Yes.
Yes. And everyone got jobs again.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But, and he said something too, and he's just like, yeah, we didn't want to make the next generation again, and the fact that, these people are coming in it, they fit into the storyline that they fleshed out, they're not just there to be there.
Right.
So, and that's something that I like that, it's like, yeah, I don't need to see, the next generation, the senior years.
I was just trying to think about how to say that. Like, it's the next generation, the elderly in space.
Right. Yeah.
The next generation, AARP goes to war or something. The Battle of the Broken Hip. Like,
right, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, these are the voyages of the SS Broken Hip.
Right, exactly. The SS, where are my glasses? They're on your head, Captain. Oh, shit.
No, the SS Life Alert, right?
I've fallen and I can't get out.
I've fallen and I'm giving it all it's got, Captain. Wait, wrong.
Yeah. Red alert. Jody fell off his bed again.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Earl
man.
Grey, decaffeinated.
Oh, nice. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's Star Trek The Next Generation. Hot. Oh, God, I lost it. Hot early bird nights. The late night on the holodeck starts at 2:30. Oh, we could keep going. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I totally messed that one up, but that was pretty good.
Star Trek Picard, the ship ends before Murder, She Wrote comes on.
Star Trek Picard. I need to go. What is the thing that makes all the food? What is it called? The synthesizer? Replicator. Replicate me some prune juice.
It's just the entire crew sitting around doing a puzzle.
Right.
Yeah.
Bingo. It's like Worf pulling out balls.
Right.
28.
Oh, man.
I feel like we should make this into a series. That's hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The way team has walkers and shit, but their ATV treads on it so that you can actually get around the lunar surfaces. Still has tennis balls on it though.
Oh my God. The Borg are just stuck in a constant state of system updates.
Oh right, and they don't know how to get anywhere because they keep forgetting about where to go. Alzheimer's. Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. You will be assimilated, Greg, Ted, Jeff, John. What's your name?
Oh man. I gotta say though, like I had like FOMO over Comic-Con because after going last year, I'm like all coming up to it. I was like, it's I remember it was fun and but it's kind of a nightmare. And,
God, we should have gone.
Seeing all the stuff, I'm all. I wish I would have gone. Oh,
what would have sucked is because of the stuff happening at work. Like I had to cancel my vacation with Addie. It was a week, and I would have had to cancel, which would have broken. Killed me.
I quit my job.
We had gone all through all that to go to Comic-Con, and I'd have to cancel. But yeah, we definitely need to try to make a run at some point. There's a bunch of people going to Silicon Valley Comic-Con this year. We should try to go.
Yeah, for sure.
From the D&D group are going. So yeah, you're definitely welcome to come.
Sweet.
Figure that out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if
we should go up for Emerald
there was
City.
anything like outside of Comic-Con that was kind of interesting that I saw.
Yeah, so they just released the trailer for Zombieland 2 Double Tap.
Right.
Came out yesterday or today, one of the two.
Yeah.
It came out today, but there was more stuff from Comic-Con.
There was. Go ahead, continue. We just lost the quality of your microphone just went down quite a bit. Just heads up.
Oh, okay. Hold, please.
It just changed for some reason.
Yeah, like what did they do in Petco Park? Because I know they do something big at Petco for Comic-Con.
Oh, like what do they do?
Like that's what I meant when I said outside of Comic-Con.
Yeah, no, good point.
Like literally outside the convention center. Like
there were a bunch of great parties I heard. IMD Boat with Kevin Smith was really good. I heard that the interview with Jay Muse and Kevin Smith for the reboot on the IMD Boat was hilarious.
Oh, man.
Because Jay Muse is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Kevin Smith's just trying to contain him, basically. Yeah, I don't know. It sounded like there were a lot of good parties.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been fun to go to. You back, Mr. Drake?
I think so. I think my audio is still a little wonky.
That's right. It's probably a signal thing or whatever, but we have double recording, so it'll be good.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, so there was a lot of HBO stuff that came out. First and foremost, a new trailer for The Watchmen.
Yeah, that was good.
Which looked really, really good. But then also an update, hopefully a faithful adaptation of his Dark Materials.
That looked really good too.
Yeah, and it's McAvoy, where I love McAvoy as the lead, and so I read those books and I tried to like the movie that came out, but I couldn't. And so I'm stoked. I'm stoked that they haven't given up on this.
Nice.
So I'm very, very excited for his Dark Materials movie to come out, or a show. And I think it's great that they're actually doing it as a show and not, as a big budget movie. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Sweet.
Awesome.
So can we talk about Zombieland now?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It was awesome. The trailer looked amazing. There's so many great cameos. Oh my God. There's literally like a carbon copy of Woody Harrelson and
Jesse Eisenberg.
There you go. Now your voice is back.
Okay.
Harrelson and Eisenberg. It's Luke Wilson and the guy from what's his name? Andy, help me out. Silicon Valley.
Oh, right. I don't know what his name is.
The lead character from Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
They both get out of the car, and it's like they're analogs for each other. It's hilarious. Rosario Dawson's in it. There's a bunch of other cameos. It looks amazing. I can't.
Yeah. So I was loving the trailer up until that point because the same thing was done in Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, so full disclosure, I haven't watched the trailer yet. So
Okay. Yeah.
They pulled the Shaun of the Dead gimmick.
So and it's funny too because you watch the Shaun of the Dead scene, and it's Martin Freeman's the boyfriend.
Yeah.
In the doppelganger group, and so like you recognize all of these, soon to would be British stars. But yeah, that exact gag happened in Shaun of the Dead. So
now, yeah, you're right. What's interesting is that Bill Murray is in the cast list for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So maybe he's an actual zombie.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah. So it's Luke Wilson and Thomas Middleditch that show up. And they basically act just like Woody Harrelson and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. The trailer looks super fun. I mean, if it's anything close to the first movie, it'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
What else?
Invader Zim.
Oh,
August 18th.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. Yeah.
So, from what I've heard, everybody that's seen the previewing of it is saying it's awesome.
Nice.
So
yeah. What?
Rocco's Modern Life. Yay!
Other sort of DC news that came out was they're padding their streaming service now with an animated Harley Quinn show.
Nice.
Oh my God, it's R-rated too. It looks amazing. The trailer is fucking ridiculous. You have to watch it.
Oh my gosh,
it's so good. We'll watch it after this. It's
yeah, it is. It looks pretty good, and the voice talent is pretty solid.
Who's voicing Harley?
So Kaylee Cuoco from Big Bang Theory is.
What?
It might be. I don't know. Like just from the trailer, I'm not sold on it yet. Just because, and it's funny too because the girl who played Bernadette in Big Bang Theory voiced Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn, and she was amazing.
Yep, I agree. That was a good one.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, and so like I didn't get any hint of a sort of a New York sort of accent, or anything. So like I said, but then I don't know. It was such a fast-paced trailer that it was sort of hard to pick up on it. So I don't know. Like that's the only thing that's worrying me about that. But who knows if I'll actually get the DC streaming service to watch it. Although I have heard a lot of really good things about Doom Patrol that's on it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And I hear the Titans show is pretty good, and they've cast a lot of really big names for it. So
I've heard that too.
Yeah. So
everything's going to be a fucking streaming service now. Like we paid $150 for cable, now it's going to be $150 worth of streaming services.
Right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is Disney one going to be? Do we know?
I think
$8 a month.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
to start. I'm sure there'll be a 4K version that's more or something.
Yeah.
Or they'll bump it up, it'll go up $1 a year.
Yeah, for sure. I'd expect to pay at least $10 for it at some point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, but if it gives me access to all of their movie library,
that's worth it for me.
Yeah, well, then all the shows they're making and all the extra movies and shit. I mean, if they're expecting to compete with Netflix, they're going to start making these what-if things, like these animated series. They're going to start rolling stuff out as much as possible, and they have the money to.
Yeah. Well, and also all the Star Wars.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, the Mandalorian is going to be there. Yeah.
Awesome. Can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So speaking of some Star Wars news to come out of ComicCon.
Yeah.
So they were interviewing Kevin Smith about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, and they asked him if he got to go to the Star Wars set.
Yep.
And so I guess he had emailed. So JJ emailed him and said, "Hey, whenever you want to come out, come out." And that's around the time he had his heart attack, and he recovered and he came back and he said, "Hey, I still want to cash this in. Is this still good?" And he said, "Well," he says, "you can come out, but when you would get out here, we'd be shooting the last scene of the movie."
Here's an NDA.
Yeah.
Or if the movie might get spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And at first he was like, "Okay," but then he's just like, "And it's going to melt your brain."
That's what I've heard. Is the last scene of this movie is supposed to be like the all-time.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. And so JJ told him, he's like, "So if you want to experience this in the theater, which I recommend, that's what you do. Don't come out. Don't see it." So he didn't go.
Oh God. Oh my God. I'd be so conflicted.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd have to go. I mean, me being me, Kevin Smith has probably been on a set or two.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would.
That is restraint. That is like the purest form of restraint.
Well, especially after you already had a massive heart attack you're supposed to die from. You might not ever get a chance to see the goddamn movie. Fucking go.
Yeah. But I mean,
not that I would, but Jesus.
All things considered.
I know. Maybe I did. I love you, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This is the last of a 9-film series.
Right.
Guy
Walker, civil guy.
Yeah. So like you I don't know. I would probably restrain as well.
That's funny. So side note, in one of the D&D games I'm playing, I'm trying to do, the character looks like a young Ewan McGregor. So I'm trying to play it like Obi-Wan, and I still haven't nailed the voice yet, but I keep looking up sayings like from the Star Wars movies. Mm-hmm. And it's like, from a certain point of view, and stuff like that. I keep throwing into the game. It's hilarious.
Hello.
I know that.
Curious. Metachlorian. Yeah, I need to get the soundboard. So some other news that came out for all you James Bond lovers is that the 00 is going to get passed. And it's going to get passed to the same lady that played Maria Rambeau in Captain Marvel.
Did you read the article?
I did read the I did read the article.
Okay, so you know that this is a story point in the movie, and she's not actually going to helm a movie by herself?
Right. So the movie is that the theory for the movie is that Bond is going to be retired on vacation, gets called back to deal with a threat, and then they're going to come in 00, and it's going to be her. Because he got placed, but so they're basically going to work together and that kind of thing. So she is going to be the new 00, not the new James Bond.
Right. Yeah.
All that. But it's significant for several reasons. One, because they've never given the 00 to somebody else, 007 to somebody else. Number two, she's a lady. Number two, she's a black lady. And number three, she's a black lady. And that shouldn't be news, but unfortunately it is. Yeah. But it's a huge step forward, I think, for everything. And she is a killer actress.
We got a female doctor and now a female Bond.
Dude,
but she's not Jamie Bond.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
All right.
She has license to kill.
Yeah. So
the shit out of Captain Marvel. She did a great job there. So I'm excited to see it.
Now, I might sound like a dick.
Oh God, here we go.
Okay. I think this is an overblown story. Okay. While I love the casting and I think she is a great actress as well, like the headline is misleading. Okay. For the people that actually read the story, you realize that this is just a story point. All she is being called 007. Like,
Well,
I don't...
It's not cheapening. It's a big deal.
But there have been other 00s in the series. You know? There's been...
Has there ever been a female 00?
That I don't know. I think there has been, but I'm not sure. If there was one, it was an aside, and you probably never saw her on screen. But, you know...
It's a big deal just because of what's happening right now. Like, Mary Jane is a black woman. Asgard's new leader is a black woman. Starfire is a black woman. Ariel's cast as a black woman. New 00 is a black woman. It's just an era of inclusivity that that aren't involved in that are kind of numb to now. They're like, stop changing my fucking childhood. But it's not about you anymore. It's
right.
Well, but also I feel like I kind of get what you're saying, Andy, on the point of like
just for headlines kind
of jumping on the bandwagon of
like I said, she's
we need to make a female Bond movie just because we need to make a female Bond movie. It's like, no, you really don't, unless there's a good reason for it. You have a good story,
Right, yeah. And honestly, it's more story-worthy if she's going to take up the mantle after this movie and helm the movie.
Yeah.
The fact that she's just a storyline, that is the part that, like I said, it's great that she's cast and it's great that she's there, but it's still a James Bond story.
Yeah.
Like I said, if she was Jamie Bond, then I'd be all for it. And that's newsworthy,
James Bond is the name of the guy, though. This is as much of a change as they can do, isn't it?
No, I mean, not really.
What do you mean? His name is Bond.
But you know what? Honestly, you can have someone come in as and be Jamie Bond. Would that bug you?
No, that would be a little hacky. I mean, come on.
No, absolutely a little hacky.
Jamie Bond.
Right.
Bienvenidos.
Yeah.
Samantha Bond or Katie Bond or
and they've done all the Ian Fleming novels as movies, right? Even some of the short stories that didn't get fully fleshed out and everything. But yeah, you could definitely continue the storyline and with a different character if you want to, as a true 007. And you know what? And that would be the best part of this, is that if she nails the role and they decide she's our next Bond.
Yeah, he's talking about stepping away, or he has been for a long time. And
this is his last movie.
What I think is more significant about the announcement is that normally with a Bond movie, you find out there's a new Bond movie and who the new Bond girl is. So now it's not just the chick he sleeps with or shags, baby. Yeah. It's the person who was given the 00 because he retired, and now he has to work together with her, and she's, 007.
Yeah. So on that note, is Bond going to basically be the Bond guy of this movie, or is there going to be another Bond guy?
That's funny.
Benedict Cumberbatch is the Bond guy.
That would never happen. His forehead's way too big. It's such a big target.
A girl can hope.
A girl can hope. We can project a smaller movie on his forehead while you're watching a movie. Right. It'll be Benedict Cumber Inception.
Anyway, I just think that was an inflated story. That's all.
Andy, you sound like, get off my lawn right now.
A little bit. Well, a little bit. But I wish it was a more poignant story than, she's a storyline. And not an actual legit replacement.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a handoff if they make it full-fledged.
Right.
Yeah, it cheapens the news. It totally cheapens the news.
Alrighty then.
Sorry.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. God damn it, I still can't believe you guys haven't seen Endgame. It's killing me. It was re-released.
It's day 187 that we have.
Seriously, of the fact where I can't talk about it with my best friend. God damn it!
I am proud of us, Joe, that we've held out this long.
I fucking hate you guys. Shut up and get the fuck out.
Well, actually, I got excited because
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I know.
And it never came to our local theater. And
It did.
I
It did come to our local theater, not here in Martinez, but it was in Concord.
Dude, Concord is not our local theater.
I got a poster of it, and I hid the poster because it has spoilers on it. That's how much I care about you guys. God
Okay,
damn it.
well, after this, I'll tell you the spoilers I've received, and then we'll see if you can hang the poster up.
Oh, good
Oh, man.
Lord. Oh my god. Well, good stuff.
Yeah.
You got to make it to one of these ComicCons. You have Emerald City up there, right?
Yeah, Emerald City, but the Portland Wizard World was pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was in a great spot. It wasn't too crowded. You know, a lot of actors from the DC TV universe was here. Momoa was here. Most of the cast of Buffy was there because they did a Buffy reunion.
Oh,
Nice.
speaking of Buffy, let's pour some out for Rutger Hauer. Oh my
Hello.
god.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. Joe, did you watch The Hitcher?
Sorry, I've had a couple beers.
Yeah, me too.
That's okay. Did you watch The Hitcher?
No, I did not.
Okay. That, like I said, that's Rutger Hauer at like some of his best, some of his creepiest work, and it's a young C. Thomas Howell. And it's just,
okay, yeah.
Right on.
That's on the list.
Did you
yeah.
see the update that I put on the post where it's like, update, apparently Rutger Hauer dies the same year as his character in Blade Runner dies.
Right. Yeah.
Holy
That's
shit.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Just amazing. But no, yeah.
Yeah, R.I.P.
He had a
sir.
great
For
storied
sure.
career. Yeah. So, anyway.
Speaking of Jason Momoa, Joe's Horror Movie Corner. I watched The Bad Batch. It's on Netflix. It's a little sleeper movie with Keanu Reeves, Jason Momoa, and Jim Carrey.
Shut the fuck up.
It's fun.
What is it about?
So it's basically
Sorry,
all
on the most random trio of actors you could put in one movie.
random.
Right.
It's so much fun.
Tell me it's like Thelma and Louise meets Chasing Amy.
No, it's in prison. So it's
basically
they took like the middle of the desert and made it a penal colony for all prisoners, and so they like throw you through the gate, lock the gate, and you're on your own. And so all like the evil people of the world have made this like commune,
Right.
and
like
there's
Mad
like
Max
tribes
type
and shit
yeah.
and stuff, and they all have to fend for themselves in the desert. So obviously cannibalism.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's wild.
Jesus, that sounds kind of fun actually.
It's definitely worth the watch. It is fun.
Right.
But yeah, and when they don't pull the punches on cannibalism.
Oh, lovely.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's definitely rated R. Like, and if you're
Jibs on the wang.
if you're adverse to
Right.
see human meat, then don't watch this movie.
Oh.
But do watch it for specifically, and like I love Jason Momoa, but like Keanu Reeves and Jim Carrey are amazing. And Jim Carrey, you really have to look for him because they hit him very well.
Nice.
Okay.
It took me like probably it was the last like 15 minutes of the movie where I was like,
Holy shit, that's Jim Carrey.
oh my god, that's Jim Carrey! Holy shit!
That was probably a condition of him doing the movie. It's like,
Oh my
you
god!
have to
And
bury me
he's
so deep.
he's so good in it. Like his character is actually like a good character, like a staple of the movie. And then like it just like he's all covered in dirt. And you just
Right on.
you know
That's awesome.
you don't recognize him until the last bit of the movie, and then like you actually see his face, and it's like,
Holy shit!
Holy-
It's the Grinch.
oh
in
my
the
god,
desert.
that is Jim Carrey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hmm.
All right. The
But
Bad
yeah,
Batch.
The Bad Batch. It's on
On
Netflix.
Netflix.
Check it out.
Okay.
It is a couple hours that is not wasted.
Nice, right on.
Nice. Excellent.
Very cool.
All right.
Good one, guys.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, what was your favorite trailer or news from Comic-Con? Let us know in the comments. And yeah, as always, great talking with you guys. Good one, good one, good one. And yeah, here's what's our tagline? What's our exit? What's our out?
San Diego.
I was trying to remember it. Oh, we'll see you on the next round. Fuck. I'm fired. I'm fucking fired.
Oh my god, that's so good. And we're out.
And we're clear and go.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Great talking to you guys. Good one, good one, good one.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Dude,
You are home.
Screw you.
Mashup of all of these failed fucking outros.